right now. It's a moment of extreme gratitude. There are people showing up for me in a way that makes me a little emotional. And I don't need to talk about, what the thing is, but people are showing up for me. And not that I should be surprised, because these particular people would be people who would show up for me, because that's just the kind of people they are. But it still doesn't negate the gratitude, whatever emotions it brings up, being touched in my heart and my soul. It's just really cool. And it makes me think about, wants me to share being a good person, right? Be good to others, be of service, do good for other people.
What in the Fatal Attraction reboot is going on here? The internet ain't just talking, it's straight up screaming. And why? Because people are starting to believe that Malcolm Jamal Warner didn't just pass. He was set up, played like a piece on somebody's dirty chessboard, caught up in a mess of obsession, revenge, and straight up secrets. And guess who's getting side-eyed heavy right now? Chi-Chi. Yeah, her. The same one who rolled into the funeral dressed like heartbreaking heels. But insiders are whispering she wasn't crying because Malcolm was gone. She was crying because she got caught. Now tell me this, who throws themselves over a casket, wailing like they're in a soap opera, yelling, "I didn't mean to, I just wanted to scare him"? Unless there's some major guilt hiding under that fancy designer hat. So was this really just a tragic accident, or are we staring down the barrel of a twisted love story that turned all the way left? Cause word is, Malcolm was about to spill some serious tea, like expose someone major, and then boom, he's gone. Strap in, cause what we're about to dive into is wild. And spoiler alert, this so-called mystery woman, she ain't who you think she is. Now here's where it flips. The internet's losing it right now after a leaked video hit the web, and it changes everything. For weeks, folks were fed that safe little storyline. He slipped, maybe lost balance, fell near the water. You know, the usual watered-down version they toss out when something foul's being buried. But guess what?
Kendo joins us live from San Jose in Costa Rica with the latest. Victor, it is just something I think that hit everybody because we all grew up with the hot springs.
Right, you either watched them grow up or you grew up with them. So overnight, here's the latest that we heard from Costa Rica's Red Cross. They're the ones that responded to the beach where this happened. When they arrived, they said that two bystanders pulled two men, sorry about that, it's a little loud here in San Jose, pulled two men from the water. One of them was in critical condition. The other was Malcolm Jamal Warner. Tragically, the beloved actor died at the scene.
That is not what went down. A new video just dropped, allegedly recorded by someone who was right there when it all unfolded. And what it shows? Let's just say this was no accident. Not even close to an accident. This was a full-blown, violent brawl. The kind of nasty, out-of-control fight that ends with somebody being dragged, yes, dragged, to the edge of the water. And if you're still out here thinking this was just a random stumble, stop right there. This wasn't some slip and fall moment. This was chaos, screaming, shoving, and no peace in sight. We're talking about the kind of fight that flips everything upside down. And the wildest part? That video was being buried until now. Let's hit rewind. Malcolm, cool, calm, always collected, was in a so-called private meeting with a couple people before it all blew up. Sources say it was supposed to be a let's clear the air type thing, a sit-down between two women who'd been going at it for weeks over him. Yep, a love triangle straight out of a soap opera. But baby, there was nothing peaceful about this meetup. Eyewitnesses now say things got loud, like neighbors calling security kinda loud, voices raised, accusations flying through the room like bullets. And then people started recording when it got physical. Chairs flipped, screaming. One of the women, yeah, the same one Malcolm just unfollowed on social, launched at the other one. We're talking full-on chaos, shoving, wig snatching, straight-up mayhem. And Malcolm, he was right in the middle of it, trying to play peacemaker. The leaked footage shows him stepping between them, yelling, "Stop! Stop this now!" But it was already too late. Once that kind of rage hits the air, it spreads like wildfire. And here's the part that made everybody gasp. Malcolm gets shoved, not once, but twice. Someone off camera pushes him, and the person holding the phone is heard saying, "Oh no, he going toward the water," but nobody steps in. Nobody even tries to stop it. Then boom, the camera catches Malcolm stumbling toward the edge.
Jeff, how are you feeling about it?
Great. I'm happy we got through it. Like for 5 years, like I want a series, and you never think it's gonna hit number one. I mean, we soared straight to the top, and to be number one consistently, to be in the top 5 consistently, that's great. And I'm glad we got through the first year.
How long do you hope this goes on?
For a long time, until the audience stops laughing. And with Bill Cosby, I doubt they ever stop laughing.
What about for you? What has he taught you?
Oh wow. There's nothing I can say specifically. There are things that he's helped me with, throughout the whole year. If it has something to do with the script, if I have personal problems or whatever, it's variations of things, and I'm very grateful.
And what about this party? Seems like a pretty good celebration.
Yes, we're celebrating for another year.
And no, it ain't because he lost his balance. It's because someone pushed him. Right before the footage cuts off, there's one voice yelling, "It's done now. Let it be done. Let it be done." Like, what does that even mean? Who says that unless they know something just went down? This wasn't no heat of the moment accident. This was intentional. And just like that, everyone vanished, scattered like roaches when the lights flip on. Now let's get into the real twist. The original story claimed only 3 people were there when Malcolm took his final steps. But the video, it clearly shows 6. Yup, 6 people standing around, filming, yelling, not helping, and one of them had the nerve to smile after it happened. We ain't dropping names just yet, but best believe those faces are gonna surface. One insider from Malcolm's inner circle said there'd been tension bubbling for weeks. One of the women felt like Malcolm played her, especially after he got back cool with the other. They were sending heated texts, throwing out threats. It was getting real messy. And here's the kicker. The night before this all went down, Malcolm was seen pacing outside deep in a phone call, telling someone, "I can't do this no more. I don't trust her." Let that sink in. He knew something was off. He felt the danger, but he still showed up. Now folks online are picking apart his final posts, and the signs were there. One quote he shared said, "Sometimes the enemy is disguised as the one who holds your hand." Chills. And then there was another post, just a simple video of waves crashing, quiet, eerie, like Malcolm knew something was coming. But it doesn't stop there. Let's talk about the bottle. Yeah, that bottle. In the leaked video, right before all hell breaks loose, you can spot someone clutching a glass bottle. We still don't know if it was used in the fight. But what we do know is that right after Malcolm hit the water, after the scream, after the splash, someone tossed that bottle straight into the bushes and dipped. Now ask yourself, why throw it unless that bottle was evidence? And of course, the authorities are moving slow with it. The usual script, we're investigating. No foul play suspected at this time. But let's be real. We got eyes, we got ears, and none of what's coming out now matches the original story. This was not a slip. This was not some tragic accident. This was a setup, and it spun out of control. But here's where things go next level. That video, it didn't just randomly leak. It was sent anonymously to Malcolm's cousin, along with a message. He didn't deserve that. And now, the family is stepping in. The cousin already made it public. They're not letting this slide. In a bold statement, they said, "We won't let this go. The truth will come out." And by the looks of it, it already is. At the very end of the clip, chaos takes over, screaming, people running, total panic. You can hear a woman crying, "I didn't mean to," and someone else yelling, "We gotta get out of here before someone sees." Too late, we see you. And this is just the beginning. Because next, we're breaking down exactly who was there. Now let's talk suspects, the people tied to Malcolm and the creepy DMs that surfaced after everything went down. If you thought things were wild already, you're not even close to ready for this next part. Just when it felt like this story couldn't spiral any deeper, boom. Here comes the footage that flipped the whole story on its head. A witness chilling near that now infamous lakeside spot secretly recorded a video that just hit the internet. And when I say it's explosive, I'm talking TNT on a gasoline-soaked bridge-level chaos. In the leaked clip, Malcolm is seen arguing with someone off camera. He's fired up, voice raised, hands flying, clearly upset. Then out of nowhere, a woman storms into frame, and social media detectives are convinced it's the same woman Malcolm was secretly seeing behind the scenes. The audio's a little muffled, but you can still catch pieces. Liar, you promised. I'm done. Then out of nowhere, slap. A loud, stinging slap right across Malcolm's face in broad daylight. And seconds later, it all goes downhill. Malcolm tries to walk away, tries to de-escalate, but someone grabs his shirt. In the background, you hear another man shout, "Let him go, bro!" But they didn't let him go. Instead, the video shows Malcolm being pushed hard toward the water. And don't get it twisted. It wasn't gentle. It wasn't accidental. It was aggressive and very much on purpose. Now social media is lit up because this footage kills the lie that it was just some calm, tragic accident. What we see is heat, violence, and intention written all over the frame. 1 second, Malcolm's arguing. The next, he's down by the rocks, people surrounding him, and someone screaming, "Back off!" This wasn't just a fight. This was a storm, and Malcolm got caught in the middle. They said he slipped, but when you zoom in on the footage, he didn't slip. He was shoved. Clear as day. This new video leaves no room for doubt. And now that it's out in the open, every single person who was at that lakeside gathering has gone completely silent. No statements, no updates, no interviews, just straight up ghosted. But the internet? Oh, the internet is wide awake. TikTok detectives are on it. Reddit sleuths have already gone full CSI, breaking the video down frame by frame like a true crime series. They've ID'd several faces in the crowd. And guess what? They ain't random strangers. One woman in a pink top and big hoop earrings, she was seen on Malcolm's own IG story just days earlier. A dude with braids and a red cap, he was tagged in pics from that same lake just hours before everything went down. So what's that tell you? These weren't just guests, they were people from Malcolm's inner circle, which makes it even messier. Because if these were folks he knew, then why didn't anyone call for help right away? Why all the confusion about the timeline? And why, seriously, why did it take almost a full hour before emergency services were even contacted? And here's the biggest red flag. Why was the first story told to the public framed like Malcolm just accidentally fell into the water? Because this new footage says otherwise, loud and clear. Now people online are demanding the case get reopened, not as an accident, but as a full-on criminal investigation. And they're not wrong to ask. What started as a so-called tragic drowning is now looking more and more like a straight-up manslaughter cover-up. At best, this was reckless endangerment. At worst, it was straight-up murder. And here's where it gets even darker. According to sources close to the family, Malcolm had been getting threats in the weeks leading up to his death. Not just some random online hate, real threats. We're talking texts, DMs, voicemails. One of them even said, "If you don't shut up, we'll handle it for you." These weren't vague, they were targeted. He was scared. His cousin told police Malcolm had been paranoid for days, barely sleeping, constantly looking over his shoulder, checking exits, feeling like something was closing in. So now the question is, was this lakeside meetup just a setup, a trap disguised as a cool-down gathering? Let's break it down. Right before it all happened, Malcolm posted a cryptic story. "Not everyone smiling in your circle is really with you." And the next morning, he was gone. Coincidence? Highly unlikely. Now remember the woman who slapped him in that video? Insiders say she and Malcolm had been beefing over a deal that went sideways, something involving promised money that never came through. Word is, she felt played and wanted to confront him publicly to make a scene. Well, she did way more than that, and now the streets are demanding she be brought in for questioning, along with everyone else caught in that clip. The crowd, the camera person, the one who screamed, "Back off!" They all saw it. And if anyone helped lure Malcolm to that spot under false pretenses, then this wasn't just a tragedy. This was a setup. Meanwhile, Malcolm's fans are heartbroken. He was right on the edge of something major, a comeback. Sources say he was about to sign a life-changing deal. His manager had flown in just days earlier. A tour was in the works. He had plans, he had momentum, and now he's gone, silenced before he even got the chance to rise again. And the most disturbing part, some people out here are trying to blame Malcolm for what happened to him, saying he was too loud or that he should have known better than to show up around people he didn't trust. That's not just wrong, that's cold. But let's be real, victim blaming ain't gonna cut it this time, because now we've got proof. Cold, hard proof that Malcolm didn't fall. He was pushed. And that one truth is flipping this entire narrative on its head. This ain't just a messy breakup or some celebrity drama gone sideways. This was a man's life, stolen in broad daylight, on camera, and people are still trying to downplay it like it's just another unfortunate situation? Nah, it's deeper than that. It's uglier than that. And it deserves justice, not silence. Now here comes the final twist in this whole storm, that original footage, the one that blew up and had the internet in shock. It got taken down. Not flagged, wiped. Almost every major platform pulled it within hours. Instagram, deleted. TikTok, flagged. YouTube, ? Gone. Only a few low-res uploads on smaller accounts are still floating around. And even those are being throttled or blurred beyond recognition. So now the question is, who's trying to bury this? And why? That's where this video picks up, because right when the dust started to settle, a bystander broke down and started screaming. They saw everything. They saw everything. And they kept repeating one chilling line over and over again. He didn't slip, he was pushed. And that was the moment things took a hard left, because this wasn't some tragic misstep. This wasn't a man grieving or spiraling. This was a full-on unraveling of everything we thought we knew about Malcolm's final moments. Police reports still say Malcolm Jamal Warner died after slipping near the dock and hitting his head. But suddenly, then boom, social media lit up with even more footage. Clips started popping up, secretly filmed from behind a nearby seafood shack. The quality's grainy, sure, but clear enough. You can see Malcolm in a heated confrontation with another man, not just yelling. It gets physical, shoving, tension rising, and then Malcolm being dragged toward the edge of the pier. You can hear Malcolm shouting, "Don't bring her into this," and the other guy fires back, "You should have kept your mouth shut." Then, splash, a scream, and after that, just silence before the phone camera cuts to black. Now people online are already putting names to faces, and the name getting thrown around heavy, Tempest Bledsoe's ex. Allegedly, he had a long-running beef with Malcolm over money, property, and something even darker. Some folks say it was about a secret affair Malcolm was going to put on blast. Others think it involved some kind of blackmail plot that went sideways. Either way, it all led to one man dead and a pile of lies floating on top of it. And remember Felicia Rashad's emotional outburst at the funeral prep? She screamed, "I warned him about her." At the time, everyone thought she was grieving. But now, that moment is getting side-eyed hard. Like, was it a slip, a confession? Did she know this was coming? Now get this. The studio where Malcolm was filming his final project has gone completely ghost. They're scrubbing footage, pushing back the release, and quietly letting contracts expire like nothing happened. Why would they wipe everything tied to him unless they're trying to hide something too? Hollywood insiders are whispering, saying this wasn't just a heated argument gone too far. This was a setup, planned, coordinated, executed, then covered up, all in just a few hours. And here's the kicker. The person behind it all might not even be the one on camera. See, some sharp-eyed TikTokers spotted something weird at the 1:14 mark of the leaked video. There's another figure in that clip standing near a boat, half hidden in the shadows. Zoom in, it's a woman. Same build as Tempest Bledsoe. Same hairstyle. Same jacket she wore at the memorial the very next day. So now the question is, what was she doing there? And why did she vanish just seconds before Malcolm went into the water? And it gets even messier. Insiders close to the production say Tempest left set early the night before Malcolm died, after a heated argument with the executive producer. Word is, it was about someone crossing the line and not keeping the deal. But what was the deal? Was it to keep Malcolm quiet, or maybe to protect someone even more powerful? As the theories pile up, so does the evidence. Check this out. Malcolm received a mysterious voicemail just hours before his death. It said, "They know what you did. Stay quiet, or this ends badly." Was that a threat? A warning? or somebody's twisted version of goodbye. Now investigators are scrambling. The forensics team is back at the dock, reviewing every frame of the security footage. Drones are being flown over the bay, searching for tossed evidence. And guess what? Rumors say a wallet and a cell phone were recovered, several yards away from where Malcolm's body was found. Almost like someone tried to ditch them into the tide, wipe the slate clean. And remember that man from the seafood shack who caught the video? He's gone missing. For real. Vanished. Left his job, his apartment, even left his dog behind. His sister told a local paper he was terrified after what he saw and that he told the wrong people. This ain't no mystery anymore. This is a full-on murder movie playing out in real life. Meanwhile, Tempest, she's lawyered up, canceled all public appearances, and the only thing she said, a cold 2-sentence statement, "I am devastated by Malcolm's passing." And that's it. I have no further comment at this time. That's the line Tempest's sticking to. No further comment, while her former co-star is dead under the most suspicious circumstances imaginable. And people are pointing directly at her on camera. Even the rest of the Cosby Show crew? Silent. Keisha Knight Pulliam shut off her IG comments. Raven Simone posted a cryptic story saying, "Not everything deserves justice. Some things deserve silence." What does that mean? Because fans aren't staying quiet, they're coming in hot. True crime YouTubers are dropping hour-long deep dives. Twitter threads are connecting dots going way back to the early 2000s. Reddit's digging up old interviews where Malcolm hinted at dark energies and secrets he said were too painful to share. One thing's clear. This was never just some freak accident. This was the final act of a drama that's been brewing behind closed doors for years. Was it jealousy? Revenge? Some long-held grudge from the Cosby Show days? Or did Malcolm know something big? Something that could have ruined reputations if it got out? Whatever the reason, one fact stands tall. Malcolm Jamal Warner's death is no longer being looked at like a slip and fall. This is an open case, a scandal in full flame, a Hollywood horror story still unfolding in real time. And if the footage we've seen so far is just Act 1, then get ready, because the truth is about to blow wide open. If you made it this far, you already know this ain't your regular celebrity mess. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Malcolm's death a setup or just a twisted coincidence? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss the next jaw-dropping twist we uncover. And if you thought this was wild, wait till you see what we found in the security footage they tried to erase. Click that next video, because in Hollywood, secrets don't stay buried for long.